The Substance, directed by Corley Farquette, I'm sorry if I butchered that name, came out last year in 2024. This movie, guys, is fucking so psychotic. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, holy shit. You know what? There's not even a fucking intro, okay? The Substance is one of the most fascinating movies I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Now, when I first saw this movie, I saw a trailer for it on YouTube. I kept seeing the thumbnail for the trailer pop up out because sometimes I kind of like watch trailers or like upcoming movies on YouTube, and just like this thumbnail of like Demi Moore looking in the mirror kept popping up on my YouTube. I kept seeing it. I was like, you know what? Like, let me just watch this fucking trailer. And when I saw it, I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it looked trippy as fuck, and I was like, you know, I was literally like, I did a little bit of research on it. I was like, no, what is the movie about? It came out last year in 2024. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch it. And man, was I in for a fucking ride. But before we get into any of that, guys, make sure y'all like, subscribe, enjoy the content. New videos out every week. I talk about like horror movies, just movies I watch in general. I'm a huge Star Wars guy, Marvel, whatnot. So I'm gonna do videos on a bunch of stuff. But other than that, guys, I appreciate y'all for watching, and let's get straight into this video. So one of the first things I want to say about this movie is that, you know, there's a lot of different types of horror movies, different genres in horror, different tropes and whatnot. This definitely is more like it's to the body horror aspect, and for the most part, I know a little bit about body horror. I've never really watched a lot of it personally. So going into this movie, I knew it was kind of a body horror, so I was like, you know what? I know body horror for the most part, it's very subjective. I know people that find it more kind of like campiness, you know, it has like campiness to it, where it's kind of like it's kind of just like cheesy. There's some people that are actually like kind of creeped out by it. So for me, I was kind of like in the middle. I wasn't really like, I didn't really care for it that much. Not that I don't like respect or anything. I was kind of, you know, like I don't really watch body horror in general, right? So I'm like, I was definitely interested in season 8, but Demi Moore and what's her name, guys? Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley is some of the best performances I've ever seen in a horror movie. I mean, these two girls, man, they put on an amazing performance. For Demi Moore, this is definitely like one of the best performances of her entire career, and it's such a deep movie. I mean, there's obviously, we all know, if you guys know this movie, there's so much symbolism and deep meanings behind a lot of the stuff that's in this movie. And I just want to let you guys know from this point on, it's going to be a spoiler warning. So if you have not watched The Substance by any chance, you know, I would be an honest perspective on it. You know, if you're somebody that can handle a lot of like violence, I guess you could say, and just you're kind of a little bit desensitized to like gore and stuff, I think it's definitely worth the watch. You know, I think if you're a horror fan in general, or someone that just likes the genre a lot and you haven't seen this movie, I think it's definitely worth the watch. I think you'll be surprised. But other than that, you know, this movie is so fucking deep. And especially like one of my favorite things about this movie is that opening shot where it's just like the Hollywood like star fame, and you kind of see how like it's whenever it's first getting built, and you kind of see over time as it kind of gets worn down and all that. Then we cut to like Demi Moore's character, and we see how like she's kind of like this old like yoga like influencer, I guess, on a TV show or whatnot, and like eventually like she like as the movie goes on, you kind of see they're trying to replace her. They do end up firing her, I guess. And Dennis Quaid, man, in this movie is a fucking psychopath. Like, this guy is a scum of the fucking earth, bro. Like, this guy is literally a fucking dickhead. And you know, he plays Harvey in this movie. Like, his character is so fucking maniacal, and it's evil, and it's fucking just creepy. A lot of the shots in this movie and the way that it was edited, like they really like zoom into this guy. Anytime this guy is smoking a cigarette or he's eating food, like they really zoom into his fucking mouth, and you hear like the chewing and stuff. It's fucking just, first of all, that's disgusting as fuck. And even that, like when we first see him, where he goes into that shot where he's like taking a piss in the urinal, we see where they're like right up in his grill. Super fucking like just uncomfortable. And I feel like I think that was the point of it, you know. It's meant to kind of create like that sense of like just like uncomfortableness, you know. It's like you're being invaded by, like, it's like this guy's already invading your personal space just by him being on screen, bro. Like, the dude's fucking weird. And I feel like this character and his presence in the movie, like, you really feel it by the way that it's shot and the way that he's kind of shown in this movie. He's very just like over the top, you know. But you know, we kind of see how like Elizabeth is basically kind of slowly being replaced, and they're looking for somebody younger. And you see how like it affects her, you know. She starts to feel bad about herself, and she's insecure. And even though she looks amazing for her age, just because these agents are saying, or this agent saying that like that they're gonna fire her because she's too old already, it just makes her feel worthless. It kind of goes back to saying, you know what, like you have to really like love yourself. I think if there's ever a movie that really like preach loving yourself, it might be this fucking movie, bro. Because it really, like, if you don't love yourself, bro, like, it's one of the most important things in life. You have to love yourself. But in this movie, we see Elizabeth like doesn't have that self love. She needs like that validation from others and just her career and whatnot. As she's like driving after work and shit, she gets in a fucking car crash. Next, she's in a fucking hospital. And you have this weird fucking dude that's like checking her spine and shit. And he's like, oh, like, you would make a good candidate. And she's like, oh, what? She's like, oh, no, nothing. And then, like, she lays right. And she ends up later on, she gets like the substance in the mail. Which literally, like, the concept of this movie is so great. Just the whole idea that, like, she can be young for her. There's a version of herself that will be younger and better looking and whatnot. She'll be able to be like that for 7 days, but she'll have to switch back to another 7 days of being her old self. It's like, it's kind of like in the movie, it says that it has to be like this perfect balance, and I feel like right off the bat, like, at some point this shit's about to get abused. Like, there's no way she's about to like be on that shit consistently the way that you're supposed to. Like, it's gonna get obviously abused, but I think one of the most powerful scenes in this movie is the whole birthing scene. I think they used like all prosthetics pretty for this movie. It was very like practical, all the effects. I mean, I give the director a lot of credit. Like, she really like did so much work. And I know this movie probably takes so much time. I can't believe they even shot this movie in France also. For a movie that's supposed to take place in LA, I mean, the fact that they shot all of this in France, I mean, it's very impressive. But that birthing scene definitely was one of the highlights for me. It's very powerful, and you can kind of see how like it's just very like, it's already graphic obviously, but just the fact that like it opens up from the back of her spine, it just gives you that creepy ass feel to it. And throughout the whole movie, it's like you just feel like this sense of like something bad's gonna happen. We see like once Sue kind of takes over, we kind of see how like the substance starts getting abused more. Like, we see that she's more like in Sue's body more than like her actual old body. We kind of see like the longer she's in Sue, the more like it damages her current self. And when she comes back to her current self, like she's all kind of more, she's getting deformed more slowly and slowly. And it's just super like fucked up. I think one of another powerful scene is where that dude that's in the early on from like somebody that was like in her class or something, like an old friend of hers, asked her on a date, and you see how she's like getting ready and stuff, but you see how like she's literally about to go out, but she literally ends up like rubbing off the makeup on her face, and she's super upset. It's like she feels that she's not good enough, or she doesn't look good enough. No matter how much makeup or what outfit she puts on, it's like it's not enough. Super fucking powerful. I mean, that is some deep ass shit. And there's a lot of symbolism in this movie that I really fully can't explain, because it would be like an hour long video. But even like some of the opening shot with the egg, you see like the little egg yolk turn into two, like super fucking like just clever, man. When that shit first came on, I was like, oh my damn, dude, this is a fucking weird ass movie. You kind of see how like all the things she has to go through to get the substance. She goes into this random ass warehouse in the middle of like this fucking weird abandoned street, and then gets a sketchy ass package in the fucking mail, and all this shit just looks fucking, by just already in itself, like the substance is already creepy as it is. But we see how like Elizabeth starts abusing it more and more. And first of all, like I said before, Demi Moore is so great. She's able to portray like the character so well, just the way, like, just the hopelessness she feels, all the sadness about her career ending and all the insecurities and anxieties of getting older. It's like, it's honestly very beautiful in my opinion. And obviously Sue in this movie, she's very like just like a bland character. She really doesn't have any personality. She just looks good to look good, and she's there for the cameras, and she has her own show and all that. One of the most creepiest scenes I found was like, there's a scene where Sue's doing like her own yoga show or whatnot, and there you see like a body part like fly out of her, dude, and it's like fucking, you're like, what the fuck? That's when you first realize, like, damn, dude, like some shit is gonna go down later, because if you have little pieces of her flying out and shit, dude, like that is creepy. Even that like other sequence where like she's on top of that dude, and that dude unzips her fucking dress or something, and there all the guts come flying out. It's super fucking creepy. And this movie, honestly, as far as like scary movies goes, this is not like a super scary movie, but it is scary in the sense that, just obviously like this is something that is similar in real life. You have people that really deal with like, especially people that work in Hollywood, obviously the whole like, I'm sure for like girls in particular, it's this movie definitely like, I can see a lot of girls resonating with this movie just because it's so deep. And even as a guy, for someone that's not a girl, there's a lot of, definitely all the body dysmorphia and the pressure from other people and social media and just trying to fit in and look, how do I look more pretty and like this and that. It's very deep, and that's what I love about this movie. I mean, the director, she really like put a lot of time and effort into this film, and I give her a lot of credit because it is great. as you kind of get towards the end of the film, you kind of see how like clearly like Elizabeth is not in good shape. She starts looking hella deformed. She's like a fucking like hobbit, bro, at one point. It is super fucking creepy. One thing I always laugh at is always that stupid ass yellow jacket that she always wears, bro. It's like, bro, like, it's so funny. She tries to cover herself up in public, but she literally looks like a monster, dude. Like, it's just so funny how like people just walk by and not notice it. She literally looks like fucking disturbing as fuck. And one of the most powerful, another powerful scene in this movie is that whole fight scene with Sue and Elizabeth. Once they start really going at it, it's pretty kind of crazy to see how like that fight goes down. They start throwing each other all over the place. It gets bloody. And then you see Elizabeth literally like try to cancel the substance. She's like, you know what, like I've had enough for you. I don't care. I'm already deformed. I'm already messed up. I need to end it. Then she fucking like pulls the plug on Sue. But then right when she does it, it's like she gets like, she starts regretting it and she fucking revives fucking Elizabeth. Then literally Sue kills Elizabeth. I remember that part of the movie, I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, no way. You literally have fucking Sue that just fucking killed Elizabeth like that. Now it's like, how does that shit work? Like, you already know like the substance at that point is already so abused by that point. It's really just like, that was not the way it was intended to be used, obviously. It's so fucked up, like the back and forth that Elizabeth does. Just because of all the insecurities and all the things that she's facing, it's like, for the most part, like she already looked great for her age. It's like there's nothing wrong. It was just mentally like she felt like she was not good enough, and it's gone to the extremes all the way to this point where she literally dies. But it's like how the subject said, it's like you are one, you know. It's like both versions of you is still the same you. And one of the things that's weird about this movie is just like the fact that like there's not really like, it takes place in LA, but it's just very weird. It just seems like very dream-like, a lot of the scenes, because like there's not really like an actual TV show or like an actual name of like a movie or nothing. It just seems like you'll see a poster and say, oh, like New Year's Eve show. It's like that's it. There's no network, there's no nothing. It makes it seem very like dream-like. It just seems like it's very just like a fever dream, bro. It's just like this obviously is like a fantasy world, you know, like this doesn't exist. I think that's the point, is like the LA idea of it seems so like, it's like very like dream-like. It's very just like over the top a lot of the times, you know. It's like it's always just very like, it seems just like a fantasy world for the most part, you know. It's the way that, especially the way that Sue is about, whenever you see like Sue doing interviews and stuff, it's like she just seems like a robot, bro. Like, I don't know how to explain this movie, guys. I'm sorry. I just feel like I'm yapping at this point, but we get to the third act, that ending sequence. I was not expecting what I was thinking, you know. I was like, you know what, like maybe she's gonna end up deformed, but whenever you see her, like her teeth start falling out, she like does that fake smile in front of all those businessmen. It's like you knew it was like some creepy shit was going down. And when she goes back to the house and you see that she becomes this fucking monster. First of all, it's like, what the fuck, right? It's like you see the whole movie, you see how Elizabeth started off, you know, she was older, but she was amazing for her age. You see how she slowly becomes darker and darker, and you finally see like the end result. You see all the abuse of the substance, what's caused to her mind and her body. You see all of that. Whenever you see the final monster in the mirror, you're like, oh my god, it's fucking disturbing as fuck. It is creepy. And the fact that she does her hair and her makeup, she even puts she literally cuts out the poster of herself from the wall. She literally tapes it to her face. I mean, it's like, dude, this movie is fucking disturbing as fuck. And it's not scary in the sense where it's like, oh, it's gonna give you fucking nightmares. I would hope not, but it is just the imagery and just the way that it looks. It is so eerie just seeing this shit on my screen, dude. And when she finally goes up on stage in front of all those people, and what I find so funny is how like nobody literally points out like, hey, like you literally look like a monster. It's like everybody kind of just acts normal because she has a little tape thing on her face. It goes back to the whole like, this is like a fantasy world, you know. It's super just over the top. It doesn't even make sense really. It's not even based in reality for the most part. But we get to that ending moment where she literally starts bursting everywhere and literally blood is splattering all over the place. I was deeply fucking disturbed watching that. And I think a lot of people were. That is a very disturbing fucking scene. Because it's so fucking graphic and it's violent. And you just see how the camera is. A lot of the shots in the movie are super chaotic. It's very just quick, shaking camera shots. It's super just in your fucking face. Like you really feel like you're in that fucking room. It's definitely one of the most effective like horror scenes I've ever seen. It's very fucking effective because it's super just disturbing. And a lot of it comes down to just the direction, the way that it was shot and all that. So, and that definitely that ending shot where you see her little blob face just like go over the Hollywood star fame, literally the same opening shot, and the fact that the movie ends like that, it's fucking cinema. All right, like that is literally like this whole movie, guys. There's a lot of other videos that break down like every little meaning behind this. My brain's not smart enough to comprehend all of that, so it's like I just have to try to do the best that I can. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much my review for The Substance. This is a 88% in my opinion. This is such a super fucking good movie. In fact, it is one of the few horror movies that's ever been nominated for an Oscar. In fact, that is a body horror movie that got nominated for an Oscar. I mean, that is an accomplishment within its own. This is a fucking masterpiece of horror. Is this a movie that I want to see again soon? Fuck no, but you know what? Doesn't mean that I don't like it. I really enjoy this movie. But other than that, guys, I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you guys for sticking around. If you guys stick around to the end, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for new videos every week because I'll be posting more now. And other than that, guys, yeah. Hope y'all enjoy the video, and y'all hope y'all have an amazing day. Peace.